Stuart, what was your take on that match tonight?
I always say, Scotty, without being arrogant, it's not acceptable. The end result's not acceptable. I spoke before the competition began about what that reasonable expectation is. I believe as the Premier League side that we have to come and win games against part-time teams, guys coming from the part-time environment, coming from their work today, having played on Saturday and put a lot into a game on Saturday. Then I think that our energy levels and our quality has to shine through. Tonight, I think the game was very comfortable to a point, and I say that because I was expecting a really uncomfortable night. I said that before the game as well, and I felt that we were relatively comfortable. Big Aston's had nothing to do in the first half, and he makes actually a really good save from what was a long throw into the box, bouncing ball, and it sort of almost loops over him, and he makes a terrific save. And other than that, there's been absolutely nothing towards our goal. We have been in complete control, but one of the biggest facets and elements of the game of football is making sure you're creative and making sure that you're ruthless in the final third of the pitch, and as I say, to move the ball to that middle third and towards the final third was fine, but we have to be more creative. We have to play off the cuff more at times. We have to take greater responsibility and be tidier in our work, and if you do that, you'll create good openings and good opportunities in games. And then probably the last wee bit that comes is that lack of concentration, and I keep talking about momentum builders all the time. I speak about decisions that come from officials in games, but momentum builders and what we do, and we started to become really slack. One poor pass for right centre back position across into the middle area, straight to Montrose player, one for the left side of the pitch, back infield, and Montrose start to break on us. It doesn't come to a chance, Scott, but what it does is it just gives the opposition some real motivation and momentum in the game, and I think that's where we shot ourselves in the foot. Not being more creative and not being more clinical in the final third, and then very simply just starting to give them some sort of motivation in the game.
What do we need to do then to be more creative on Saturday? Is that a personnel change? Is that a shape change?
No, I've always said that this competition has to come with a balance of minutes. I've always done it that way. I spoke before, and as I say, been fortunate to win the group that I've always been involved in as a manager, and I've always had the same sort of method, which is that we need to try and balance the minutes. We need to still make sure that we have a strength to our team. We need to make sure that we're not risking players' injury. So naturally, that will take its course again on Saturday. There'll be one or two alterations again, but if you look and you see again, we don't have masses of options at this minute in time with the amount of guys that are on that treatment table, so that needs to improve. I still need to look to bring in one or two. I still need to give us that wee bit more strength and quality in the front end of the pitch. Obviously some big news breaking for the football club today, and that we've lost a major asset to the football club. I don't look back on that. I applaud Big Theo and what he's done, and the monetary value that now adds to the football club, which has been a fantastic process for us, and obviously bringing him in, the 15 goals, the performances, and now capturing the eye of big clubs, and receiving big fees off the back of that, and then what we have to do is go and try and replace that, and we have to make sure that the guys that are here are continuing to improve, but I think without question you can see that we need to go and try and add bits of quality to that front line and give us different options.
You seem disappointed with the 90-minute performance. Can you take a crumb of comfort from getting that bonus point in the shootout tonight that keeps us in the chance for that top spot?
Yeah, listen, very simply, Big Aston makes a good stop, and our 5 penalty takers were excellent. They executed it very well. Found ourselves in a similar position, didn't we, last year against Queen of the South. It was a bit of a dramatic game, 3-3 I think it was, and we won the penalty shootout, and we obviously went through in the competition, but that isn't a crumb of comfort for me. I've just said that to the players, that what they've done has made their task much, much harder. You start to hear a bit of frustration, a bit of discontent round about us, and rightfully so. It's a long journey to come here, and I think that it's reasonable expectation for the supporters to think that we'll win this game of football, but as I say, all you start to do is add that wee bit more pressure on yourself. Games start to become very much more meaningful, and you don't have another slip in you. You can't slip in the next 2 games for us, 2 difficult games, one against Clyde, one against Partick Thistle, and I've just said it to the players there, that's going to be a serious challenge for us. They're going to be difficult games, and anybody that comes in thinking that we can be slack in the manner that we started to find ourselves for a sort of 5-10 minute spell in that second half, then you're going to get punished, you're going to get hurt.
Thanks for your time, Stuart.
Cheers, Scott.